Hey everyone, welcome to Cary's Garage. And on this episode, we're going to do Memory Lane Part 4. We're going to really see my departure out of the Volkswagen world and into a much more interesting and fascinating vehicle. And before we get started, just want to remind everyone that if you like the videos, we've got about 45-ish videos up so far. The channel's been up for 7-8 months now. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell button so you can get updates when we do new videos. I try and do one at least once or twice a week, and I do apologize. I haven't been doing a lot of car work. It's been really hot and hard to do some stuff, but I've just been trying to make some content for you. So let's go ahead and get started and see cars of the past. And today we also have Roscoe hanging out. You just want to sit in my lap. Hey, bud. Anyways, so I was in the Volkswagen Club for quite a good number of years locally, from when I got my first van in high school. And there was this lady there who lived up in Santa Fe, and she had ended up picking up a couple of Corvair forward controls. She had a van and a ramp side pickup truck, and I ended up talking to her about it, and she told me that the van she had, the Greenbrier, she was just going to part out, cut up, and use some of the parts for the ramp side. I ended up talking to her quite in detail about it. She decided not to, and she just gave me the van. She said, come pick it up. So I set up a time, went up north of where I'm at, about 45 minutes an hour, with the military Chevy diesel Blazer and a borrowed trailer, and picked up this 1962 Corvair Greenbrier. It was mostly complete. There was a couple of parts missing. It hadn't run in a very long time. I never actually got it running. I was going to, and then I kind of got a little crazy and started buying a bunch of other Corvairs, and then it just kind of got pushed off to the wayside. But this was my first world's view of Corvairs. I ended up joining the local Corvair club, where I met my now best friend. We've been friends for a very long time, since 2006 or something, 2007, probably 06. And his car is actually the first Corvair I ever got to drive. It was a 1963 Monza convertible, red, white top, really cool car, very fun. I spent a lot of time driving it, and someday, he still has it, I really want to end up with that car. We've talked about it, I'll probably buy it at some point. But then, the next couple of cars, I don't remember who I was talking to about it. Somebody had mentioned it, and he said that he knew a guy that had several Corvairs in his backyard locally here in town. So I went up to go look at them, and I made a deal. It was a couple $100 for both these cars. And the first one was this car right here, 1961 Corvair Monza 900 two-door. Had no engine. I don't think it had a transmission. Fairly solid body. 61s are interesting. I really like them. And the second one was a 1964 Monza four-door with a power glide. The 61 had a manual originally. But the 64, the body was so-so, the windshield was cracked, the interior was fairly complete, but it was mechanically complete, engine, trans, everything. I got it running. Actually drove it around my neighborhood several times, just kind of more of a comical thing. Never ended up getting it on the road, but I did drive it around my neighborhood, which was fun. Got to kind of play around with Corvairs and really see what they were like, and really start learning about them quite a lot. And then, after these cars, which we'll get into the next episode on Memory Lane, because one of the cars is actually a very, very special car. It was really unique, and I had a lot of pictures of it, and some really interesting stuff to talk about it. So I don't want to do that one on this episode. But these three vehicles were really a big stepping stone for me in my progression of vehicles, and really my deep-seated love for Corvairs. And it was funny, I remember I was driving a Corvair once, and I was on the highway, and there was a Volkswagen bus on the highway, and we hit a hill, and the bus started slowing down, as they do, which I was used to because I drove buses for years. And I put my foot into the Corvair and it started accelerating up a hill, and I just remember like, whoa, it has power. It can actually get out of its own way. The flat six air-cooled in the Corvairs were very powerful, compared to a Volkswagen. It's my 64 that I had, which we'll get into in a couple of memory lanes from now, because I bought several in between there. 110 horse, even with the 2-speed automatic or a 4-speed, compared to what, 52, 54 horsepower in a Volkswagen, was pretty substantial. I mean, Corvairs really could really boot scoot, and they go pretty well. They're great driving cars. That's really why I fell in love with them. And yeah, that's pretty much how the Corvair world started for me. And then I became really involved with the Corvair club, made a lot of friends, a lot of people I still talk to. Fortunately, a lot of the people in the local Corvair club from back then, they were an older crowd. A lot of them have passed away, which is really sad. But I learned a lot, met some really great people, and had some really wonderful times. And I still have, I got 2 Corvairs now. It's the one of those things that once you've got into that world and you've had Corvairs, just kind of sticks with you. And I always have one around. And the Corsa and the 67 4-door, I love those cars so much. I'm really excited to get them on the road and be able to start driving them, enjoy them, and really live that life of Corvairs again. And I've also thought about rejoining the Corvair club locally, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't really do much club stuff anymore, but maybe we'll see. But anyways, that'll do it for this quickest episode of Memory Lane. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and see everyone next time. And also, Roscoe says goodbye. Right, bud?